to school. Didn't school just like let out?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
I know, I guess
Never too early, I guess.
I guess, well, especially retailers are probably planning for all of that, so we'll get to it later on. But first, let's get to this next guest. Last week, Nike announced its plan to cut 1,400 jobs and reduce the number of styles of sneakers it offers and sells. Joining us now is Josh Luber, CEO of StockX. Josh, Nike said this move will help the company offer products to consumers at a much faster rate and also skinny down the portfolio, I think, to the ones that sell best. What's your take on this move?
Look, I think there's two really key points that came out of this that we should look at, right? First is reduction of styles, reduction in the number of different products that Nike will carry by 25%, right? That's a big number. But that can mean one of two things, right? That can either mean that we have more supply of the products that we have now, which may or may not be a good thing. It really depends on how they spread that around. There's certain products like the Air Jordans that work best when they actually have limited supply. It creates more prestige, creates more hype and demand around the shoe. So it's really about where that supply gets spread out, whether it's on those shoes or it's on other shoes that are top selling but don't fall into that category. The really more interesting thing, though, is around becoming greater direct-to-consumer, right? For years, we at StockX have been selling data to brands, to investment funds, and everyone's really been looking at how will Foot Locker and Nike, how will those companies change as Nike goes more direct-to-consumer? So I think this is a big shift in that direction. We'll see exactly how far down path they go.
And Josh, what about the choice of the cities, these very specific 12 cities that they've chosen, New York City, Barcelona, Paris, Berlin? Do you think that was the right move from Nike to make?
So the cities is not surprising at all. In fact, Nike has had many times where they have done different collaborations and had those shoes for those specific cities. So I think that's a pretty obvious choice. It'll be interesting to see what that means for how distribution is carried out through other cities.
Josh, you've talked a little bit about what this is going to look like on Nike's end. What are these changes going to look like for consumers? How will consumers see a different Nike product or have a different Nike experience?
I think we may be losing Josh a little bit. So he was Skyping in from Detroit. Last week he was in San Francisco, and I think he just travels with his best-selling shoes. So I think, Josh, we have you back. We might have him back when he's ready, but I just love that he carries these nice shoes with him, and he's always got a great setup there. And we spoke to him again last week, right, I think before actually no, it was right after the game, after the Golden State Warriors won. Let's take a look at Nike's 3 months stock chart here, down about 11%, and up today though, about 1.8, and that's part of a broader trend. We're seeing retail stocks rebound, we're seeing grocery stocks rebound from all the sell-off last week. So we'll have to get back to Josh another day. Thank you, Josh, for joining us though to talk about the Nike changes. Let's take a look again